Hi, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we had the little side quest of getting to a moon large crater and transmit data on that one. So I drove around off screen, and this is like 2 or 3 kilometers away from where we were before. So if you look at the rover, I started around there and now I'm here. Which doesn't look like much here, but it took me a while. Until I finally, I'm always looking around like this, searching for round stuff that looks like a circle from above. And boy, I assume I missed a lot of them while doing that, but scan distance 2 meters, no target in range. But I wanted to show you this guy. No. Must be stationary. No target in range. No target in range. Are you fucking kidding me? No target in range. Are we on the wrong side? Scan moon large crater. Oh, I underestimated my reach. That's the perfect time to take a sip of coffee. These large moon craters present a navigation challenge for rovers. Careful examination shows no ill intent, however. And we get 80 science. That would be a lot of data to put into a lab. That would be great. I think I'll put down, at the end, I will put down a rover with the biggest scanning arm and a science lab, just to use all that data to generate science. Considered all of it. It says contract complete. We get... it's bullshit that the other window goes away first. We get 53,000, which is great. Which lets us quick save because of the physics object nearby. Wanna go a bit away from it so that when I load in, not everything gets screwed up. Put the rove mate in hibernation again and go for the space center. That's some much needed funds, because we will need to upgrade the R&D building soon, which costs 1.7 million. But also this should further give us a further contract, but not yet, I assume. We have 3 active contracts. One of them is the orbital station, for which we still have 13 years, and I think we won't do that. By the way, I looked up why my space station explodes all the time, and that's because of the mistake I made that I didn't know was a mistake at that time. This mistake I made of docking the tanks while their SAS was still on. So deactivate SAS in moment of docking to don't have them jiggle against each other, because the axis that they want to align at is off by 90 degrees, and that's the problem. So if you go in a linear fashion and the SAS would point the same way regardless, there's no problem there. But if it's like 90 degrees, that's a problem if you dock with it on. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, no idea why this doesn't work, but I think we have to put up a new science thing on the surface of the moon, but we still have 10 years to do that. Let's first explore the Minmus. By the way, we are always looking back to how far. Deep space satellite prototype. How long to apoapsis? 15 days. Okay. As my Kerbal alarm clock mod doesn't work and breaks the game. Oh, we got a lot of science. We can take another thing here. So let's look through that. That's the 2.5 meter SAS module. That's a good one. More aerodynamics and stuff, mostly for helicopters. And the air brakes. The air brakes could be good for a rocket too. More wings. Oh, these are real, the Mark II parts. These are real space shuttle parts. Then we have actuators, which nobody ever needs. I think I'll maybe make a custom one day. Ooh, I have all the requirements for nuclear propulsion. That thing is great for interplanetary travel, but we're not there yet. We want to explore Minmus first. And these is all the really small ones that would be good for Minmus, but I don't want to do them now. Okay, so we don't get anything that we really need. And there's like a lot of stuff that I may want. I mean, this is all for resources except that one. I would like more science modules to generate more science, but we don't get them. These are the better drone parts. Large probes, remote guidance unit. Yeah, that's a good one here. I mean, I can detect anomalies with that, so that's like we can detect the Easter eggs that Squad put in the game with these things, but I don't plan on going there. Maybe showing you one. Ooh, another. Okay, a better antenna and another thing for surface deployment and a science experiment. So we may wanna get the big SAS module. We'll need this at one point regardless, so we're getting it now. But we want to build a Minmus lander. And I know that I said that I want to do a prototype mission, but I don't think I will. I want the Mark III command pod, of course, because I want a scientist and an engineer with me, because I want to leave some experiments on Minmus for passive science generation. For that we'll also need this. This can have how many things? 9. So we could, let's think about how this works. We need one photovoltaic panel, and we can then have the control station and the ED monitor work with that. Don't need a weather station. So a small one would be already alright. The small one. It has 3 inventory slots. That's for one experiment. Okay. We want, for our payload, we want a service bay. Openable this way, of course. We'll put in a science junior. We need to get as much science as possible from here. On my way back, I may want to try to... what the fuck is going on with you, my friend? Didn't look like it was the wrong way around. We put a mystery goo container, one of them here, and to obey that we'll put the experimental storage unit on the other side, so that it's fixed to the same side. Then we'll get a thermometer and press mat. Thank you. Is this already turned around the right way? No. Okay. We have our barometer, our thermometer, our mystery goo, or our science junior, and an experimental storage unit. Close that bay. No, open that bay. let's think about putting batteries here. I mean, we will need electricals, so let's just put this on top. And we'll need... How big is this? Yeah, it's like this. Okay. Plus these. We will need electrics. We want the retractable solar panels, and we want like 4 of them. So we'll use this one. Yeah, that should work. So what else do we want up here? What else do we need? Is the question. We might want an antenna. Oh, I might want to send a communication satellite to Minmus first. We'll see about that. I want more ladder to be able to like, this gives me like a bit of extra room to grab onto, so I don't have has to be as precise with my jumping. Oh, this is already getting big, because if I'm now putting down, like I might want to, the small fuel tank. Which engine do we want? Like Sparks? We put it down like this. This has body Minmus thrust weight ratio of 18, so that's way more than enough to lift, but only a delta V of 1900, which is don't really like that. Okay, I'm having to take a break here. Hallo. Ja, an der Stelle, wo der Schuh genau drauf gedrückt hat, ist ein bisschen blauer Fleck entstanden jetzt. Und, aber ansonsten, es tut halt weh. Besonders so nach dem Aufstehen, ne? Das erste Mal belasten, das war schon relativ brutal, aber jetzt kann ich halt auch ein bisschen durch die Gegend humpeln. Und ich denke, wir werden auf jeden Fall heute Nachmittag vorbeikommen. Ja. Nee, ich denke, wir werden vorbeikommen. Weil das ist bei dir mit dem großen, langgezogenen Sofa so viel einfacher, als wenn wir uns dann hier irgendwie quer durch den Raum verteilt setzen. Ja. Ja, auf die Wetterberichte ist kein Verlass mehr. Mhm. Ja. Das stimmt. Alles klar. Können wir noch nicht sagen. 3, denke ich. Ja. Ja, bis nachher. Tschüss. Okay, where were we? How do we do the lander? I will have to land this back. Wait, return from a flyby of Minmus is my mission. Can't I use one of my... So this will be the Minmus lander, but we won't do that. We will do a flyby first to get the mission so that we get paid for doing it. Mark 16 XL? Yeah, this is the Mark 16. Okay, Mark 16 XL is the one that we want. For landing back here, And we'll also need the radial mounts. We'll be totally overdoing it with this again, but that's just how I do it every time. So that are those. Problem is there's the stupid hedge that we can't. So let's do double of these. Totally overdoing it with parachutes every time. And directly in front of these windows, as I know that's the perfect alignment. Okay, so these are the parachutes we'll be using. Of course, these will be 2 different stages. I think that's what we're gonna be landing. Problem is, I mean, with science here and now, no an engineer needs to see them, so we need to open them. So we need to have an attachment point that's... this is so problematic, man. Can we put the fuel tank, the Rockomax, can we put it here, but have the rockets, the engines just sitting at radial decouplers? We don't have the large fairings yet, which is another problem that I should have seen coming. We want to adjust this way because it's perfect for starting, for aerodynamic reason. So if we want like terriers, like right here, can we just put a terrier here? Where's the terrier? Yeah, we could. So we need another fuel tank. Let's take the small one. And put the terriers down here. Engine, terrier. Terrier. Where is it? Oh. Sometimes I'm having trouble with the restock visuals. So these ones enable crossfeed. Okay, that's 2400 delta V. And the heat shield down here. Heat shield, my friend, where are you? Heat shield. And the decoupler. Yeah, the 12. I'm a genius. Aerodynamic nose cones. So these... What the fuck? Where's my thrust and delta V all of a sudden? Where's my thrust? Disable crossfeed, enable crossfeed. Where's my thrust? Wow. Delete this, yeah. These go in the same category, but not in the one with the drogue chutes, and the drogue chutes go up by 1. So now we're talking. So in Kerbal orbit, we already would have a thrust-to-weight ratio of 1.19, which is enough to make this work. Landing struts. We'll take the LT2s and we'll put them here. I hope that triple landing struts okay. We'll start retracted, of course. Brake action group, you. So now, I think I want to take a rover up with me again. That's the next thing. I want to take a rover up with me. How do I do that? Because I think we'll get another mission for Minmus. Can't take a rover up with me. It's just not possible, not with this design. Okay. So we just went down a lot here, I think. Let's see, Minmus. It's a thrust weight ratio of way more than enough. So we'll have to do something about them. 492 on ground, if we would... Okay. So, if we extend these... Spring damper auto. Override. Auto. Okay. I would like to have the springs be less working in at Minmus, because we might jump the moment we land, because this is contracting a bit and then just throwing us off again, because Minmus has little to no gravity. Okay. So we want this to be the part that goes up. It goes up. What did we say? We have a 2000 delta V for Minmus, and I want to bring this to Minmus, and I want to decouple after reaching Minmus orbit with this. So we have to have a TD25 decoupler, this can be here, and a fuel tank, the Rockomax variant, the bigger one, a Poodle engine, Poodle engine, where is it? Wasn't it doubled? Poodle. Ah, that's restock. It does it 4 times, yeah. Okay. So the Poodle engine will have 300 delta V on the ground. Okay. We'll have 1200. What the fuck? Why did this... Oh, this is total delta V. I'm stupid. So this will have 1200 delta V. This is enough to go from Kerbal orbit into Minmus orbit. Because I think we need around the same delta V that we need to the moon, which is around 900. But Minmus has a slanted orbit, and I think we'll need around 400 to get into that orbit. So this is actually not enough. So we're taking these tanks, but the other tanks, the other Rockomax, the bigger one, the biggest one that's not the Jumbo, this one. So this will have 2000. Yeah, okay, that's enough. So this also, we have to put this into space first, and into orbit to be more precise. So we want, before this, we want another 3400 delta V. These can be the same stage. Okay. So we want a big one. Let's try this again. Engine, not the swivel, we have the skipper, we also have the mainsail. They have the same ISP. This one just has more power to bring more weight up. So let's try the skipper. And more of the skipper, of course. line this perfectly so it gets set on the thing, please. On the adapter. Not on the fuel tank. Yeah. Of course, this way this would explode. So direct putting us up a bit. We need to go away a bit. Put aerodynamic cones on. No, it's not it's this one. No, that's for the thingies. Where's the nose cone? This one is the nose cone for these. Okay. And we want to have like a proper staging in here. For that we'll use the external fuel ducts, because I know that I can right click them and say that these tanks should be emptied first, then these, and enable the cross feed on those, but I don't want to. So, which are the ones? I want to get rid of these ones first, because they are in that axis, yes. Sorry if I'm mumbling a bit to myself. I'm trying to make this as symmetrical as it gets. So, and now these all go. This one goes with them, that's the beginning. Then get rid of not 4 of them, but 2 of them. For that we'll have to change this. So actually this one and this one go up, so we'll have to change these again. So these all get fired. The first 2 empty will get shredded. The second 2 empty will get shredded. Then this one will get blown away and we're going to go there. Okay, so we have until that point we have 2,600 delta V until we activate that. If I'm reading that right, like 700 in the beginning, then another 1,000 when these go off, then another 900 if these go off. That's 2,600, so we need solid fuel boosters. 4 of them again. I think we need to put them up here. No, let's put them there where there's the radium mount parachute. By the way, of course, we don't want fuel cross-feed through the decoupler. Yeah, it's turned off by default. Okay, it's just turned on for these. Yeah. We want the big engines. Thumper is too small, I think. So what's the... So what's the extra that we need? We have... I said we have 1726 or 30 and outside of the atmosphere. Yeah, this changes to 26. So let's say we have 27 or 28 with that. But we want 34 for the orbit, as that's our escape velocity for Kerbal. So we want bigger engines. Kickbacks, how much do you do? We need an extra 800. That's around 800. So now we have 36 if these burn out. So this is, so we have 200 more delta V than we need. We will use the 200 delta V to offset everything that's not going perfectly, because we have the problem of we're having a problem all the time with ascending. Okay, we'll get Delta Deluxe winglet for more maneuverability. I mean, over here they're not really posed well, but like the drag of this up here only becomes bigger than the drag down here when all of them are thrown away, and by that time, when all of them are thrown away, this is stage 6. So by that time, we already did 2600 delta V and are outside the atmosphere. Okay, good. I want to show you every part of thinking that goes into this. That's why we're going into that much detail for a measly Minmus lander that we won't even use next episode. Up. More straight, please. Okay. Setting all of all of these, activating all things so that we can accelerate if we want, getting rid of the solid fuel boosters, getting rid of the first empty shells, getting rid of the second empty shells. By the way, this stage shows 0 because if I throttle full, I'll get these ones will be empty before these ones are. So that's why it's at 0, but we're obviously doing it better than that. We won't use the full thing because we have a thrust to weight ratio of 2.2 with the kickbacks alone, which is way more than enough. And we only have 1.0 in atmosphere with this, but we have 2200 delta V before that. Ooh. This is weird. Only 3200 in atmosphere? Yeah, okay. Okay, I think this should be enough. So let's go through our checklist again. What pod did we put? The crew pod 3. We didn't forget about fuel tanks and engines. Staging is done. SAS, do we have enough SAS? We have a big one here. How much do you can? You can do 15, that's great. RCS, we don't need. Structural, everything's fine. Robotics, we don't use them. Coupling, we did the staging. Payload, we have our signs in the service bay and we have all signs that we can put there. And I did forget about the thing. So if I want this one on here. We'll have to put the other chute. This is not in utility, this is in cargo. We want a photovoltaic panel, experimental control station, and an ED monitor. Almost forgot about that. That sweet passive science. I think the cargo unit isn't that. Yeah, all of those aren't that heavy. That's okay, that shouldn't change too much. So, where were we? Payload. Yeah, I mean, I could have done it with a 1.25. Nope, it doesn't fit. Doesn't? Let's think about this again. If we put the service bay up here, open it. This will be aerodynamically favorable, that's why I'm thinking about this. Boop, boop, boop. Only one. Does this fit without clipping? Let's say no. And put this one on top again. Hey. Thank you. Okay. We were at payload. Protective shell. If we put in a 2.5er protective shell, like at a point where I could, which is down here. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Let's just look at it. Okay, that will work. We could put the protective shell. Where did I put the thingy? There it is. Whoop. The protective shell could work. Problem is, our decoupler is here. So we'll need to use the other decoupler for that. So we would have needed to put it down here. So the Airstream protective shell. Let's try to go as close as possible around here. Yeah. And this is our protective shell. Okay, how much does the protective shell weigh? Not too much. Okay. Does this clip? No. Okay. So we actually could put a protective shell around that. So now we can see how much aerodynamic... Let's edit that protective shell now that we have everything attached. Delete fairing, build fairing. Just a bit out. All the way up here. In a way where it just barely fits. So what we're basically doing, I'm just smoothing the edges so that we have symmetrical air drag instead of unsymmetrical one, but I'm upping the air drag, of course. So let's see an aerodynamic overlay and a center of mass overlay. Yeah, the aerodynamic overlay is broken because it only takes wings into account, which is not how it works. So let's try to put extra basic fins on these. We're using basic fins because I don't think we need more maneuverability, but we need just a little bit of extra aerodynamics. Also these, because they're pointing away, will be forcing them to go away when we are in the atmosphere and decoupling. So this should be fine now. We lost a bit of delta V due to the fairing though. Okay, so the fairing is here completely wrong. We will put the fairing up here because we'll do it manually. Okay, so we were with the fairing. Aerodynamics is fine. Ground is fine. Thermal, we have a heat shield for re-entry. Electrical, we have solar panels, these ones. 3 of them. 4 of them. 4 of them. And we have one of the big batteries. It's 1,000. Yeah, it's 1,000. Then communication. We may want to have an actual antenna to transmit data because we don't have one with us. No need for symmetry here. Just put it anywhere. Yeah, this is now asymmetrical, which is not a problem because that's only 5 kilos. Yeah, that should be alright. Having it here. Because we needed an antenna, otherwise we can't transmit science, and I want to transmit and recover science. Okay. This should all be fairly workable. So that's the Minmus lander. Problem is, we won't use the Minmus lander next episode. We're gonna use, we have our flyby mission. So let's save that again. Open. What's that? Oh, okay. That was part testing at the launch site. We have Muna stuff, like the Muna Rescue. That's also a lander. Orbiters. Moondog Sheather. Moon. Okay. I will be devising a new rocket that's not a lander in my free time, and we're gonna see us next episode with a flyby mission to Minmus. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.